It's got smooth green paving with pictures of bikes on it. I'm not going to drive on there because that's a bike lane. Pedestrians aren't going to. I mean, they might, but pedestrians aren't going to walk there because it's for bikes. It's especially for bikes. It's designed for bikes. Taxpayer money was given to the city, so they could install bike lanes for bicyclists, and they won't fucking use it. They just won't have it because they think they're a car, but they're not a car. I'm a car. I'm a half-ton
Okay.
vehicle. You are a weak old man on a metal frame, and I will smash into you at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
What is that drawing?
It's
What
Squidward.
is that?
Guys, it's Squidward. It's
That's
Squidward. Guys, it's Squidward. Get your head out the gutter. Get your head out the gutter. You
What the fuck do you mean that's Squidward?
That's Squidward. He's got the nose. He's got the eyes. He's got the cheeky little grin.
All right, Dan, carry on your story.
He's got the cheeky little grin. Fuck you guys. I'm a creative.
All right,
Sorry,
Dan,
what's happening?
carry on your story.
I've told my story.
Oh yeah.
My story did not end well.
Oh man.
Oh really?
It ends with viscera and blood and ribs and lycra all over the pavement, but not on the bike lane
Yeah.
because that would, yeah.
Right.
Because I got to keep that clear for cyclists.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Oh god, I'm actually. Hold on, I need to go back. There we go. That looks better. Oh, look at that! Look at that art. We got 2 oranges. We got.
When I said, "Oh, before we stream, we should just have like a little thing that says like, oh, stream soon," I thought I meant like a static image, but I've been watching you live paint Squidward.
Isn't that the true beauty of streaming,
When
though?
we upload this as an audio only podcast, whose idea was it to have a visual tool? That's useless.
Well, hang on, the video is also put up on Spotify, so technically we're not that wrong.
Is it? I'm gonna.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
hold on,
switch. I'm gonna
for the
switch
audio
up.
listeners, Ben has painted a startlingly like realistic picture of Boris Johnson riding a pig. For the audio listeners, Jack did just poo and smear his poo all over the wall. For the audio listeners, I was lying.
Welcome to Juicebox episode 2. Today we've got Jack on.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Jack. Hello. Ben, stop drawing.
There
No,
we go.
you're revealing. You're revealing.
No,
There we go.
we're on Juicebox now. We're on Juicebox.
Seamless. Yeah, no one saw OBS.
Jack, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jack. I live with Ethan.
Hello.
Hi, this is Ethan. You might know him from Freshly Squeezed.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
I am a writer and nerd, and I act in things as well.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Professional. As
yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to this episode of Juicebox, the freshly squeezed chat show where we chat shit.
And
I'm
shit
Ethan
chat.
Bliss,
That's not a good
and shit
tagline.
chat.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you said. we can take it into the shop.
Chat, blur that out. Edit that
yeah,
out.
chat.
Cut that out.
What the one person in chat blur that.
Do you know what?
No, erase that
This
from
is
your
like
mind.
this is like a tangent already, but there is this one joke that I keep saying around like Jack and Flo. I think I've mentioned it in like games of Marvel Rivals as well, where like I can just imagine like in the future I'm in like a care home and like my memories are fading away, and I'm sat in a wheelchair and my son comes to visit me and he positions himself in my vision. He goes, "Dad, it's me. I've come to visit you. Do you remember me?" And I just kind of look at him with vacant eye and goes, "Chat, who is that? Chat, bring up the wiki. Who is
Bring
that?
up the wiki.
Chat, clip that."
So to answer Kira's question, the reason why I sound so unsure that I exist is because sometimes I'm not sure that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That checks out. That checks out. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
when I first met you, Jack, I thought you were some sort of ethereal being.
When you first met me, Ben, I
Yeah,
was
man.
nothing but a concept, an ethereal being.
But the more you believed in Jack, the more real he became.
believed in me, the more
He
real I became.
He became
When
a
I
real
first
boy.
met you, Jack, you reminded me of like a toddler at a family gathering in your nice little suit.
Okay,
And
how? I need to know how.
stood there, posted up like a real gentleman, and
Remember,
just being
guys.
shy, just being shy and apple cheeked.
Remember, guys.
And apple cheek.
Jack is only as powerful as you believe in him. Just pretend he doesn't exist.
If you pretend he doesn't exist, he
If
fades.
you pretend I
in real
don't
life.
exist, my voice will
I believe he's
disappear
a-
and my
he's an
image will
apple-cheeked
fade
little
from the
scamp.
top right there.
Exactly.
Oh my fucking god.
Jack the type of motherfucker to have a slingshot and say, "I'm a crack with this."
Jack
know
the kind
what?
of motherfucker to float wistfully towards a pie at the window.
I can see him doing that with a slingshot and then immediately shooting himself in the face with it.
Jack the kind of guy to sigh loudly at a party and go, "Guys, I needed this."
Guys, I really need this.
Jack the kind of guy to walk off a ledge and float there for a few seconds before falling down.
Wile E. Coyote style, just
Uh-oh.
holds up sign that says "whoops."
Oh,
Jack-
with us in
Jack the
Juicebox,
kind
we
of guy
also
to
have.
call himself a little rotter.
Oh,
Oh,
hell yeah!
hell yeah.
With us in Juicebox as well as we said last week, we're going to revolve around who's on it. Harradine. Joseph Harradine is.
You
is
didn't
traveling
hear
today,
shit,
he couldn't
chat.
make it.
Censor,
So you didn't hear anything. So
censor
today
that,
we
chat.
have we have Dan and Ben from last week. You may know them from Freshly Squeezed.
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm going to be a universal constant for you
I
on
would like
stream.
to- the one
Yes.
person here who I've never met, unfortunately. I'd like to apologize for some of my behavior, some of my conduct, and my language in the last stream.
Uh-huh.
I promise this one's going to be different.
I have
Uh,
a similar sort of thought,
Yeah.
but also I'm not going to apologize. You get what you get.
Yeah.
Well, the first Juice Box was really, really fun, and I personally had a great time, and editing it was quite funny as well. This time we've each got things to talk about, like last week, and we'll go off on a tangent again, and we'll take questions from chat again, and also this time now. Since the date has passed, we can talk about Chichester Fringe now.
Yes.
Exactly.
We're
Something,
contractually obligated to
something
talk about
we
it.
definitely did not accidentally mention numerous
No,
times
we didn't.
last time.
Yeah,
in
we didn't
Juicebox.
mention it in the last one, and I didn't
because-
have to censor it
The
out.
High Fringe team were ready to come to this house and burst the door.
You
and
don't
stop
understand.
screaming.
Katie Bennett was scratching a knife on my window, going, "You've done it again!"
And buddy, guess what?
It's
Guess who's
not
also
the
going to be
time you've
doing a
done this.
Chichester Fringe show and who can talk about it?
For context, we did this when we first signed up for Chai Fringe as well, because
Yeah,
Ethan
so-
fucking
so-
jumped
so-
the gun and put it on all the socials.
No, right. I can explain this. So the first year we did Chichester Fringe, this also leads into a really cool talking point as well. When we first did Chichester Fringe, it was a lot smaller, and there wasn't as many, like, not rules and regulations, but because it was like a smaller festival, there wasn't as much like paperwork to sort through. And we joined pretty late in the day anyway. The only reason we did the first Chichester Fringe was because a couple shows dropped out, and then we got our foot in the door. And then the show they really enjoyed the show, and if you remember the marketing for the 2023 Fringe, we were quite on it. It was mostly Dan and Joe. It was really cool. So then we applied again, and we were like one of the first people in, and they were like, "Oh, fantastic! Yeah, of course you can come back. We like you guys." So we just kind of got the confirmation, "Yeah, you're in. Cool." And none of us really paid attention to what that email said. So so it's just like, I think we were on call, and I went, "Yay, we've got it, yippee!" And I put up a picture being like, we're back in Chichester this year. Get ready. And that post was up for 5 hours. We had messages from other people that we knew from Chichester being like, "Oh my god, this is so exciting! I'll repost this for you guys. Oh, this is epic!" And then I have a message from the Chichester Fringe account going, "Hey, so you signed a contract saying that you can't speak about it till next month." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then I had to awkwardly like message everyone we knew, being like, "Hi,
Delete those posts.
yeah, thank you for
Delete
all the
that,
free
blur that
promo.
out,
Can
crop
you
that out.
stop?"
No, you got a producer calling you out in the chat.
What? None of us really read that email. There's a sentence I strongly dislike as a producer. Hey, we've learned from this mistake.
It's not
kind of.
fair. It's not fair. Most theatre students are
Oh,
dyslexic in some manner or stupid.
Are you a producer, Kira?
Kira runs a production company.
Hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, that is wonderful. I mean, I personally, I don't want
live
this to
acting
reflect on me
in
as a
production.
professional. I would always read my emails. That's not my
Uh-huh.
job, though.
Oh.
That's not my jurisdiction. I just let them handle that. I probably should.
What? Have you just realised that this is linked to your professional account? You're putting your best foot forward.
I don't fucking read those
Listening
emails.
who might want to hire me, please do.
Yeah.
I will drop these guys in a second.
Imagine.
True.
It's like, listen, you either join us or you stay fresh as
Oh
squeeze.
no, I can't. I'm gonna big time you guys so hard.
We're just like a
I'm
meme
joking,
coin.
I'm
You're just going to instantly drop us the moment it gets profitable.
Absolutely. Are we ready to crack on with questions?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
man.
talking points. Yeah, 100%. Who wants? Yeah,
What Ethan once again proving that he's a fantastic host.
I am a fantastic. Sorry, what kind of host?
You know what? It's okay.
Did you just say
we're gonna pick
fantastic?
up a format.
Fantastic. Say that.
Fantastic.
Say
Say
that
that
again.
again.
We're gonna pick up the positive, good, professional habits over time. I've been saying that
Hell
for the
yeah.
last 5 years, but we will. We're gonna get.
I said
at some
that.
point.
I said that every single day of my bachelor's, and then my
Yeah.
master's. Just saying, I'll
I
lock in
can-
someday now.
I can open up with the first question if you like.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
A round of applause for Dan, everyone.
Thank you. Don't do that on stream, it'll mess up the audio. Have you guys ever heard of the extinct eagle from New Zealand called the Haast eagle?
Okay.
What the fuck?
It was like a huge, like going like up to like 40-pound eagle, and it used to eat people. It
I'm
used to like
I'm-
not abduct people like in a van, but it used to pluck people out off the ground and eat them.
I am starting to think
Sometimes.
we may have
I
to
can
review
say
some
I've
of the
thought
questions
about
in future.
It's called the Haast eagle.
Okay, the Haast eagle.
This fucker
Yeah,
looks
it's
big.
spelt Haast. It's really interesting thing.
Wow.
Anyway, so my question is, what were you scared of as a child that you're not scared of anymore?
Oh, okay, okay. You locked in at the end there. You brought that back around. I trusted you the whole way through. So hold on, were you scared of the Haast eagle as a child, and now you're not?
That's not the question.
No, but
That's not the
like,
question
it's
we're addressing right
Hold
now.
on.
No, hold on. So, how have you got over your fear of Haast eagles then?
It's so oddly specific. It's
Yeah.
oddly. I
A
can't.
man doesn't have a pocket
Don't worry
full of
about my
eagles back, so he's
situation
not
in my
scared
life.
of
I
it.
can't see you in like preschool being like, I'm scared the Haast eagle's going to get me whilst I sleep.
My dad said if I don't go to sleep before 7 p.m., a Haast eagle's going to come out of my wardrobe and eat my pillow.
Look, have you ever looked into the eyes of a predator?
Now, what a good out of context clip.
Kira, clip that.
Jarvis, clip that.
Anyway, what were you scared of
Okay.
as a child? Because I've been thinking a little bit. as time goes on, you become
Mhm.
more mature. The world becomes a scarier and scarier place, and I just think we should
Hell yes,
reverse
it
that
does.
and explore a little bit about what were you scared of as a child that you aren't scared of anymore, irrational or not.
Okay, I have
Okay.
one.
Okay.
I used to
It's
think the
very
Queen lived in Oxford
really.
until I was like 7. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Uh, I
Did the Queen scare you, Dan?
yeah, and then when you learned she doesn't live in Oxford, you were like, phew.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank
Well,
God she's
okay.
not here.
Well, there's a school for difficult children, like near for difficult children, near where I live. So
Yeah.
it's like for kids with behavioral issues. But it just has these big gates around it, and I used to walk past it and be like, "Damn, I bet the Queen lives there."
What?
For some reason, I just
What?
Damn, Buckingham Palace.
Sees like waves of school children entering. It's like, wow, Buckingham
Yeah.
Palace sure is busy.
Well, I was, I was malformed. I didn't realize that I never saw the kids. Well, maybe I did. I thought they were taller than me, so I thought they were beef eaters or something.
Adults.
Wow, the
And then,
Royal
yeah,
Palace's
but now
guards.
I walk past it. I walk past it, the school, on my way to work now, and I'm like, man, I was tripping.
Okay, I have an
Anyway,
irrational
what
fear
are you
that
scared of as a child?
yeah, I'll have to explain this with a tangent. But I was scared of big faces in posters, and I can
Interesting.
explain.
Big what?
Okay,
Big
so,
Faces
so
in posters.
for some reason, a big face staring down like the barrel of a camera lens on like a movie poster. For some odd reason, if it was a big face, it scared the fucking piss out of me. There's a specific memory I remember having when my mum lived in Wales and I would visit every weekend, right? And I think I was going to the bathroom really early in the morning, right? And my stepsister's room was next to mine, and she fell asleep with the door open, and I was kind of like walking through the house to go to the bathroom like early in the morning, and in the dark, all I could see was in her room. I could see the Planet of the Apes poster she had on her wall from the original, 70s Planet of the Apes movie, and that poster is the Statue of Liberty in the sand, but then for some reason, there's a floating ape head in the sky
For fuck's
next to where it says Planet of the Apes. And I remember just like tiptoeing because I don't want to wake anyone up. I'm like, oh, is Emma still asleep? Or I'll just turn my head in and I just see the shadow of an ape staring
That
at
is
me.
crazy because I was also scared of a fictional ape as a child.
That's the thing.
Uh,
And then that just bled into like big faces on movie posters terrified the shit out of me. When I got to like a bigger age as well, like the Avatar poster, the one of just like the half of the Navi
Yes,
face and the black background.
Yeah.
That scared me so much whenever we went to the cinema. I had to walk to the screen of the cinema, like staring at the floor,
Oh, bless
and I had
you.
to be dragged
That's
towards
so
the door.
sweet.
So I was like, if I look up, Jake Sully's gonna kill me.
Just seeing
that is
for,
a really good answer.
I can
Big
just
faces on
I can
posters.
imagine
It's like the
Ethan.
sort of uncanny valley thing, isn't it?
I can imagine
Yeah.
fucking Ethan like having a nightmare of running around Pandora. It's like, the Tauromacho's after me. The Tauromacho's after me. It's-
Help me, Jake Sully, please. Don't kill me. But yeah, big faces on posters. Yeah.
okay. Do
I was also scared of a fictional monkey.
Yeah.
When I first got my DS and I didn't understand what a graphic was yet, I would look at the first game we got was Mario Kart DS, and I would look at Donkey Kong on that, and he was so polygonal and like, it was a Donkey Kong on Mario Kart DS, and it was his big teeth, it was his big grin, and the
Yeah, to
fact
be
that when
fair.
you selected him, he went.
Yeah. To be fair, that model
And
is
that
so
he freaked me the fuck
crazy.
out.
That model, the low poly models on the DS, like either were like wonderfully charming, or like in Donkey Kong's case, yeah, because his teeth, because they didn't have that many like pixels to play with on the DS on those models. His teeth were like fucking massive, right? He didn't have lips.
Yeah, dude.
Like he
they
just
were
had like yeah, he had a
fucking
jaw with
marble
teeth in it.
slabs. I was like, he's gonna come out of the DS, one of the two screens, and he's gonna bite my head off.
Oh fucking god.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm having the Donkey Kong
Very
dream
fucking
again.
Okay, so
Oh god.
okay, this is kind of answering your question as well. So I kind of understand where you're coming from with like just big heads. 'Cause do you guys
Yeah.
remember fucking Numberjacks?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. Spooky Spoon.
Which
Bro.
which one are you about to bring up?
Honestly, it's all of them minus the fucking spoon. It's just
Hold on.
the
Hey, hold on. You don't fuck with Spooky Spoon? What's going on here?
bro.
Very good.
absolutely
So
fucking
I
Spooky
won't
Spoon.
trap you.
I'm not
if
being-
I had
I'm not-
I would clap you.
I'm not being funny.
You know what
The
it was with
fucking-
Numberjacks?
The fucking puzzler freaked me the fuck out. He looked like a middle-aged Ed Sheeran.
Oh, the puzzler.
The puzzler looks like your average
Yeah.
Reddit mod. It's crazy.
And then
I
you've
remember
got
being scared of the Numberjacks, but I remember the Numberjacks I fucked with were like 0 and 9 because they didn't get as much play as 4 and 5, and I'd be like, oh god, another
Sorry.
episode
If
with
0 and
4,
9 turned
5.
up, it was like an end
and
game level of
6.
event.
Yeah, 1 was a fucking waste of space though. They should fire his ass.
the Numberjacks will
Like
return.
they got like way less episodes.
Is it?
No, because I remember about the Numberjacks really enjoying whenever the bad guys would team up because it would be treated as fully like an Infinity War level event. Numberjacks.
Oh,
They would be
no.
like, oh god!
All the numbers showing up. Hell yeah.
Oh no, we got
We
the
need
puzzler.
9 in this.
Oh no, the puzzler and Spooky Spoon. Shit, we better get the gang together.
Oh, you know what? You know what? The pigs from Shaun the Sheep.
No, because
They were-
like the
they were
lore,
weird,
the
yeah.
lore of the
They were
Numberjacks
tweaking.
is something because I swear the Spooky Spoon refers to the Shape Japer as her sister. At
Yeah.
one point,
Is
and
it
it
like a
throws all of the lore into question.
yeah? Is it like a family business of evil?
I'm blown away by how many Numberjacks characters you can remember, Jack. No,
Well,
oh,
I-
Numberjack. Yeah, I just got
I
it.
can
I retain so much knowledge of the shows I watched as a kid.
back at fucking
Could you also
back at fucking uni. I
Like,
could see
also-
Jack like closing his bedroom door and be like, "Peace at last," and turning on Numberjacks and sitting in his fucking bed
In an
bedroom.
ordinary sofa,
with, like-
in an ordinary
Yeah, yeah. Hang on a second. Like, what happens if that family got a new sofa? Is like the world. like,
Well-
what happens?
The world just ends.
Like,
What
like,
I'm
the number taker takes all of the numbers.
Yeah, like if is it like they can inhabit the nearest sofa to come out of? Like,
No, that's that one sofa.
yeah, yeah. Like, if there was an earthquake and that house got like disappeared under Yorkshire, would like the Numberjacks be trapped and
Okay.
they could
They
just come
can't
out?
leave.
This is kind of running off this sort of CBeebies show like dumb logic. You know the one where is like is it called Finkernauts with like all of like the representing the senses and stuff? What
No, Nina and the Neurons.
That's Nina and the neurons. Yeah,
What if Nina just fucking died? What happened to him? What happens to him?
yeah, they're dead. Yeah,
They're fucking
I
gone.
didn't know what show that- I didn't know
If
what
you
show
just
talking about.
listen, if you
Nina
destroy,
and the neurons.
if you
She was
guys,
like a
okay,
scientist who did science experiments.
did
but
she
she
go
had
like,
things in her
neuron
head that
activated?
represented senses.
What?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah. So she had like little goobers in her head that were like, this is taste and this is sight and this is sound.
Was it like
Felix
Jimmy
was
Neutron
fun.
but woke?
Bud was taste. Ollie was hearing. I think Ollie was hearing. Yeah, yeah.
if okay,
Did you say is it like Jimmy Neutron just woke? What does it mean?
Yeah.
What does
I
what does-
okay,
They've recast Jimmy.
if
What,
okay,
I can
another
imagine like a right winger being like, "Duh, they turned Nina and the neurons woke. There's a man
Okay.
in her brain. It's
Another
trans
one.
messaging and they're gonna kill my children."
okay, another good
Uh,
question I think. You,
uh,
Brum,
Before we
you-
move on, I want to know if Kira has anything that she was scared of as a child that she'd like to share.
Oh hell
If
yeah.
Kira has a
I don't
While we
think.
wait for Kira to answer, I'll quickly drop what I was scared of as a child that I'm no longer scared of as an
I
adult.
think me and Kira know what it is. Go for
So,
it.
so there are technically two. The one I'll say is ventriloquist dolls. Had a crippling fear of ventriloquist dolls as a child. Not so much anymore. Now, on the topic of kids' TV, who here knows what the Teletubbies are?
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. That little hose will like
Right.
fucking what blurted out splooge and it's like a Hoover thing. What the fuck?
Hell yeah.
So there would be things on the Teletubbies called like the magical events. One of them was like a house that turned up with a singing little puppet in it. But one of them was banned from children's television and forced under re-edit for being too scary.
I know exactly what you're on
Ooh.
about.
I don't know what you're talking
This
about.
this bit was known as The Bear and the Lion. Dan, just Google The Bear and the Lion Teletubbies to look at Google Images. They're like these cardboard cutouts of a bear and a lion which turn up and just start chasing each other. And it's kind of implied the lion is going to eat the bear. But they're just terrifying. It was this like eerie music that accompanied it.
Yeah. That's
just gonna
really
watch
funny
it.
because like
I'm
that
just
is
gonna watch
really
this
funny because like
online live.
knowing this is Teletubbies, like 10 minutes before, there was probably a scene where a child was like, "My dad works at the bank and I eat bread." You know, like something really whimsical and silly.
This is a real fact, by the way, that Kira said. There was a time, I was like in a terrible state on Kira's sofa. So we watched this bit in 6 languages to see which was scarier.
Which was?
I can't remember which one we decided was scariest. It might have just been English.
Maybe the German one. That would frighten me.
Oh, actually, it might have been German.
No,
German
I'm not gonna lie.
Teletubbies.
It's
I'm not gonna lie. The Teletubbies themselves are kind of creepy looking back at this.
I mean, they're also like. Have you seen behind
They're
the
like
scenes photos?
they're like
They're
weird
huge.
hairless
Oh, they're
rats and
massive,
They're like,
yeah.
they're like 8 or 9 feet tall, if I remember correctly. They're huge.
And now the
What?
Teletubbies have children.
Like
What
In the
is-
new show, there's
have you
Kitty
seen?
Tubbies or
I'm going to
whatever.
show you an image here.
Why,
Oh, God.
why are the bears?
the-
Why is the bear skateboarding?
no.
Well,
That's
no, well,
that's the wheels it's attached to. It's like string pulled.
I'm going to show you an image of like
Oh my god, they were like fucking huge.
that's how big the lion and the
What
bear and the lion
the
are compared to a human.
Fuck.
The bear is taller than your average man.
The bear is like the arm of the bear comes just above the head of your average man.
Jesus
Is Kira going to
Christ.
put the photo in the chat?
If
Oh,
you
if you could
guys
do
were
that on
walking
Twitch.
through like the woods, and what would you rather come across, like out of random, like a full-sized bear or a Teletubby?
A full-size bear. If I came across a Teletubby in the woods, I'd accept it.
So
I'm like, there's no way I'm coming out of this.
So essentially, what we have here, we have the Nightmare Blunt rotation of like the bear and the lion from Teletubbies, the puzzler from the Lumberjacks, and the floating ape head, and Jake
It's-
Sully from Avatar.
Don't forget
It's
that giant
interesting
eagle.
that
And the Hast Eagle, yeah.
it's interesting that the running through line for quite a lot of these, what we all seemingly agreed on, is that all of these come from Cbeebies shows. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Cbeebies is terrifying.
Yeah,
they-
CBB shows, especially in the 2000s, they have like a weird edge to
There
them.
was one called Step Inside. It was the guy. He went on to be one of the presenters of Show Me Show Me. His name's Chris. And the idea is that he'd go into this house which had a giant head on the side, and he'd go in and he'd read stories.
When I was
and
okay, when I was like really small,
Ugh.
do you guys remember in the night garden and there's like this section with like
I
a dancing
fucking
bear?
He hasn't. He
Yes.
hasn't got big scary
That-
teeth. He's got
that-
horrible little separate molars.
It didn't scare me, but
Oh,
it weirded
I
me
remember the
out.
house face, yeah.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, in the
Sorry,
Night Garden's
I'm
tap
watching.
dancing
I'm
bear was
watching the bear and
interesting,
the
yeah.
lion.
Oh, Dan's like watching the sketch right now.
Guys, I've just found an image you might like. I'm just gonna send it into
Oh,
the
God.
chat. It's in the night garden.
Oh,
Later.
dear.
Well, here's the thing, Ben. You control the
We'll just finish that
stream.
later.
No, I'm just
So-
I'm just gonna send it to you guys, and then.
Wait, why is that a picture of Peter Capaldi and Macapaca? What? Where did he land the TARDIS in the Night Garden? Is he
The
stupid?
crossover we have yet to see. Shitty Gatworm meets Higgle Higgle.
Did Macapaca survive the flux, or is he dead?
No.
Oh dear.
Oh my god, guys, there's more
Oh
of them.
man.
Hold on, I've got
What's
to.
the next question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have two, and I'm gonna choose between one and save one for another week.
Oh, okay.
But I have one that's this is like such a vibe killer, by the way. Just imagine the vibe. The vibe monster is this like cute little cuddly like Fisher Price puppet that's like, I'm the vibe monster, and I'm about to like push it off a cliff, sort of thing. So again, sorry to kill the vibe, but I do have a good thing behind this.
No, I trust you.
As I said earlier, this show is definitely just going to turn into me going, no, I'm an artist. I watch things. See, so I recently watched another Netflix show. As last week I watched, a whimsical comedy. So this week I watched Stephen Graham's Adolescence.
I've seen clips of this.
Which isn't whimsical in the slightest. No. It's a very upsetting TV show. But I will say to everyone who's listening to this live and will be listening later on, I implore everyone to watch this. It's fucking incredible.
I really want to sit and watch Adolescence.
And it's really sad. Did you want me to give you like a brief rundown of what it is?
Yes, why not? I haven't watched it. But carry on.
So Adolescence is a show by Stephen Graham, and the whole plot, it's inspired by all of these horrible news stories we've had recently about like young teen boys like killing like their female classmates. And the whole idea is that Stephen Graham was reading these articles. So like the article would come out of, oh, this child has killed this.
When you say he was doing this, is he a character?
Oh yeah, it was a character.
Okay.
No. So where Stephen Graham was reading these articles about all this happening, and then like 5 months later, another article would come out saying, "Oh, it's linked to like social media and like incel culture and stuff." So he made a show that he calls. This is really cool. He calls it. He doesn't want this to be a whodunit. He says he wants it to be a why done it. So essentially, the show, 4 episodes long, taking place in like 3 different time periods. So one of them's on the night it happened in a police station. The next one is 2 days later in a school. The third episode is like 6 months later in like a juvie center. And the final episode is like 9 months later on the dad's birthday. There is a reason why I'm talking about all this. And wait, essentially,
the dad of the child who did the murder, or the dad?
No. So in the first episode, it's very explicit. The kid has done it. That's not the point of the show.
It's not a secret.
No, it's not a secret. It's the whole point of it is that you want to try and explore why. And every episode is a wanna. So every episode is like a 40 to 50 minute one take, like moving from different locations as well. So like it's like going from different rooms in the police station. One of them, the first episode starts out in the kid's house, and then it follows him getting into the police van.
I've seen of them going into his house, and that it's really like visceral.
Oh, it's really good
like,
and
really sad. It's a really sad watch.
Yeah, it's a fucking incredible show. Also, all the performances in it are like A-tier, especially from the kid who's like 12. I think he's 13 now, and he's done no acting work before this, and you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, he's fucking amazing. The point of all this is that because we all have art degrees, and we all have degrees in like theater and acting, and we would know how much fucking work would have been put into this to make this wanna work. Same with people in chat. My question was, is there a thing that you've seen recently, or is there something that sticks out in your mind that you saw and you were just blown away by how incredibly well it was done? That you were like, damn, if I was in that situation, I would put so much work into that.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I know.
No, moving on. Sorry. No.
When was the last time
you silly man?
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it can be anything. It was just that you watch it, and obviously when you study all this stuff, you can't really turn off the analytical part of your brain anymore. Like it's always going. That as well as like being really invested in the show, my brain was like, this would have taken fucking ages, and apparently they did as little takes as possible as well. So most of the kinks were ironed out in rehearsal, and then they filmed it like twice.
That's yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's
Like that's a
incredible.
fairly uncommon
Everyone
way
should
of
watch
doing
it.
things.
This is kind of related, but how do I put it? It's interesting. Obviously,
Young
there's
Sheldon.
young
No, I'm
Sheldon.
joking.
Don't sleep on young Sheldon. It's kind.
Yeah, Young Sheldon's kind of
Young
good.
Sheldon's kind of good.
No, I think I will sleep on it. I
Yeah.
don't think I need to watch it.
Have fun, Kira.
Bye,
She
Kira.
just said after saying
But
be back soon.
okay, so the thing what I find interesting about that question is how do I put it? So obviously there's aspects of like fuck me, a lot of work's been put into this, but
Yeah.
you know the examples where like it's almost the opposite, where like so much work has been put into it, and then like when it comes out, it's like it's it what it's either oh what the fuck is this, which we know a few examples from
Yeah.
that, or probably worse than that is it's meh. Like
Yeah, like
if
how could so much be put into this and it come out this bad?
if we want to go into like this, I don't know if people agree with me or not, but in terms of indie animation, Has Been Hotel was like in the works for like a decade, give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it came out, there was like a 2 week kind of hype about it, and then it was, huh, this might be
I
ass.
disagree. I really like
I was about to say, I was sitting here like, uh-oh.
Ben and Jack are about to have a fight.
I do prefer Hell of a Boss, but that's more for the way that show is framed. It's much more like on a people level. Like it feels like more driven around its characters
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
Has Been, because I think Has Been stakes are higher. Because
Yeah.
you're dealing with like heaven versus hell, whereas in Hell of a Boss, you're dealing with like the issues of like these imps and the company.
I think it might come from me like rewatching it, because I watched it once and I was like, wow, this is really good, and then I had a second watching of it and I was like, wait, it's where you kind of see the holes in it, and then you're like, wait a minute, then this don't
Yeah.
make sense, and then there's certain elements where I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some examples. The pacing in it's actually insane.
Yeah.
There's some big plot holes when you think about stuff for like longer than like a minute. But
Now I think about it,
Wait,
when it comes to
the
stuff
last-
that's like, oh no, you first, Dan.
Me first.
Yeah, go for it.
yeah,
The last. I don't know. I'm a little bit emotionally dead at the moment, so I can't really think about the last time a piece of media really affected me all that much.
Yeah.
I was watching Heretic. It's the film about sort of
Ooh.
religious, yeah, with Hugh Grant, and
He does a Jar
it's
Jar
about-
Binks impression in that film.
he does. Yes, that is what it's famous for. And the beginning of that film really made me deeply, deeply uncomfortable, and I
Yeah.
think it's really well done. About it makes it's really good at putting you on edge
Yeah.
in
I
ways
mean,
you don't quite
yeah.
understand straight away. And
Yeah.
the moment the moment it became a much more open horror, I was genuinely relieved. I just
Hell
went,
yeah.
okay, now we're doing scary stuff. Now I can relax a little bit more.
The Hugh Grant Jar Jar Binks hour is over. Now we're getting in it.
That bit's just funny.
You know,
no, it's not. No, it's not. Funny, but
you want to know what's another
Hugh
good
Grant doing a
example
job.
from what I was going off of? Also,
Yeah.
kind of linking back to the previous question about what you said, Avatar 2.
Oh, as in you're
It's
just blown away by how it
just-
worked, or
Well, on paper, obviously the film is fucking beautiful. Like you can tell, holy shit, there's been put like a lot of work into it, and you can tell that there's a lot of like passion
I'm not
into
gonna
it.
lie, I found the first Avatar deeply boring. I don't
First,
care if that's
oh
from
no no no
Oh,
no
yeah,
no no! I'm
I
not even
don't
gonna
like
lie.
that.
First Avatar is fucking boring, and it doesn't help that when they released the second film, not only did they say, "Oh, this film was going to be so much longer," but we split into like 3 different films. But the second film was just the first film.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
now it's underwater.
But now it's with whales and not unobtainium. Ha ha ha!
The
Wait,
case
so what
study's
were you
really
impressed
cool.
about? The graphics.
Yeah, like it is like a good like improvement like visually, but like, eh. Probably could have released it a year or two early. Am I right?
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true. There was a massive period, like time between the two.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I went on the Avatar VR ride at Disney. That was all
yeah,
right.
like I don't know. It's interesting to see like obviously when you can tell someone's put like massive amounts of fucking work into it, and then when it comes out, like
Yeah,
putting it out in front of a critical and like audience and having them go, "What the fuck is this?" and kind of give it some backlash.
yeah. Oh my God, I've just thought of one, but I feel really bad because I can't remember the name of the show
Go on.
that it was. But I remember it was the same night as Jack's Chai Fringe performance last year, and I can't remember the name of the show from the top of my head, but the whole idea it was like about memory and gambling. That was like the main
I
idea.
can find the name of the performer.
Please, it was I think because like when you go watch a variety night at a Fringe, there's going to be a varying amount of different things, and you don't know what you're going to get into, and everything that was on that night was really really good, but this one specifically just felt so like
The performer's name was Stephen Finley.
Stephen Finley. Yeah, he was just, it just fucking blew me away. It was like the link between like losing love for your
At
memory.
Stage Finley on Instagram.
At Stage Finley on Instagram, yeah.
If you want to go check him out.
But yeah, that was one I remember watching where I was like, this fucking blew me away.
What was it called?
I cannot find the name of the piece.
I know it's really annoying, but so
Okay.
essentially it was framed throughout the piece where like he would ask questions to the audience. He would no so yeah he'd ask questions to the audience where he'd go, because someone asked me a question, and someone would go like, oh, what about the, oh, I remember. So he gave out cards to specific people in the audience that had a question on it, and essentially whenever he said, can someone ask me a question, one of us had to read out what it said on the card. So it was like, oh, what was the last time? Still Game was the name of the piece, and it was like, when was the last time you loved? And he would answer that question, and then he'd go into a scene. Yeah. I love that thing so much. I think I still have the card in my wallet. Yeah. Like that shit blew me away.
It was also, I like, as someone who interacted with such like a nice, down to earth person.
Yeah.
Like, because I just happened to have my camera on me that day. I was like, hey, do you want me to film your piece? So like so appreciative, was like so supportive backstage. I'd never met this person in my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like not only an amazing performer, just like an all-round very decent human being.
Exactly, yeah. Don't you just talk to someone in the arts who you just know they do it for the love of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I would argue that if you're in the arts, you are doing it for the love of the game. It's
yeah, pretty
certainly
much
not
everyone
the
is.
fucking
Yeah.
money.
For sure as hell not doing it for the cash.
Hell yeah.
I ain't doing this shit for the cash. I'm doing it for the vibes.
Unless you're like really successful, I don't think I know anyone who's committed to the arts. Who I'm like, man, you're just doing this for.
You're just in it for the money.
Listen, I'm doing it for the vibes. But as soon as I get a fucking phone call from Star Wars or just Disney in general, I'm all cashing it all the way.
if I can throw something in that like when I sat and properly thought about it, just like blew me away.
Yeah.
The work that gone into it. I won't explain story reasons as to why, because it would be massively spoilery. I'm switching the medium up a little bit.
Yeah.
but Ethan will certainly have heard me go on about this podcast before. The Magnus Archives is a podcast by Rusty Quill. I'd recommend it to anyone.
Ooh.
Its final episode and the way they go about structuring it, soundscaping it, the way they divulge, like this whole I won't describe exactly what it is. It contains massive spoilers for and I want anyone who goes off and listens to this to listen to it with a fresh ear. I binge listened the entire series in like 3 weeks, but I went back numerous times and re-listened to that final episode, and then listened to all the Q&As and the behind the scenes stuff about how they made that final season happen, and all the work that goes into the soundscaping and how they source all of this stuff. And it's like sitting there and appreciating how difficult like that kind of stuff is, because
Yeah.
you don't have on-set sound effects like on-set environments. The
Yeah.
amount of work, and that episode specifically, you go through so much, and you sit there listening to it after the fact and being like, someone had to source that, someone
Yeah.
had to find that, someone had to go through and find something that sounds exactly like grass being walked on, and that probably took hours to get right.
Yeah.
Like obviously so many of the episodes of Magnus are amazing, but that specific final episode, for the journey it takes you on, you sit there and you're like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The Magnus Arc.
the Magnus Archives is amazing. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
A lot of people I know really like the Magnus Archives.
Yeah.
I think I'm just stubborn. I need to
Ethan,
listen
you
to it.
love it.
If
Yeah, I
everyone
know.
else,
Then you need to listen.
if everyone else,
What's the genre? Oh, it's
So-
a horror.
so
I'll give it a go.
I'll give it.
Yeah, it's a
I'll give
it's a horror. It's really good.
Mm.
And then you need to listen to the Magnus Protocol, the sequel series. It's so weird being able to have binge listened Magnus Archives from start to finish, because it was already finished by that point. Then they announced Protocol. Now I'm stuck listening to it week by week as it releases, and I'm here like, I can't know everything right away. This is awful.
Interesting.
Damn.
Next question.
Oh hell yeah.
Do we want to do mine?
Sorry, that one was harder for me to input in.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's
It
all
was a
good.
pretty big question. I probably should have picked something a bit lighter for the Fresh and
Man.
Smooth podcast.
Man,
But
you
I
guys are
also
not gonna
really
like my.
enjoyed the show.
You guys aren't gonna like my question, but here we go.
All right.
Right. So
We can't. We're still ostensibly trying to pitch this show to people. We can't open up our question each time by going, "This is a bad question."
peak
This should waste
Yeah,
podcast.
time.
kids love their self-deprecating humor these days, you know.
I can't believe it. It's like they're making a podcast worse on purpose.
It's purposely bad. More like juice bad, you know.
This
Juice-
is a juice box. You'll hate it.
Juice box, more like moose box. Am I right, guys?
Listen to Juicebox, you'll get a middling emotion to it.
If you guys want, if
You will
Juice-
neither like nor dislike it.
Juice box. If you want to get a migraine on the train, listen to this.
And what's your question?
Okay, so
Oh
this
man.
this is first going to lead into a bit of a tangent. So, I've recently caught up on. It's been a long time coming. My Adventures with Superman, which is it's I
Yep,
finished
we
watching.
know- yep.
I finished watching season 2, and the main big thing about it is how not so much drastic, but sort of how it interprets that sort of the storylines from it, from like the original comics and such. And it got me thinking, right? So
Brother, you are cutting out.
sorry.
Yeah, bro.
So
You're having an ether. Turn off your
Base-
noise suppression right now.
shut the fuck up. But basically, I was watching My Adventures with Superman. I finished season 2, and it got me thinking, right? So let's say
Yes, I would smash Superman.
no.
Yes, I would smash.
Okay,
Lois Lane.
firstly,
Next
we
question.
can all agree on that, but that's not a question. That's
I
just
would.
that's just an opinion, a unanimous opinion.
He's top 5.
He's
fictional characters I'd have a cuddle with.
but
Yeah, dude.
Because he could use his laser eyes to heat me up if I
I
get too cold,
so
and then he could use his cold breath to cool me down if I get too hot.
100%.
okay. So
Yeah,
as
I'd canoodle him.
I
as
would, especially
a
Jack Quaid Superman. Woof woof.
Sorry, Ben, finish your question.
so
Yeah, sorry, man.
there is an actual genuine question. I promise you that. So as a theatre company, we have discussed potentially. I don't know if we've like locked in on the idea properly. Of obviously we've got sibling dinner, and everything always is all cooked up. Sibling dinner, we're cooking, and we were on, and there's been talks of us. Hey, what if we sort of did it again, but with just completely different casts?
Yeah.
How do I put it? So would if you watch different casts do it, or like not just to show you what Freshly Squeezed has done, but one yourself is done. So let's say like something we've done all the, like a uni piece or something, or something you guys have done since leaving uni. If you watched it again and different character playing your run, it's like a completely different interpretation. Is Do you believe that's like an enhancement of that initial vision, if that makes sense?
What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm trying. Listen, I'm speaking. Fuck you.
Dan retorts to your question, going, "What shit?"
If we watched Everything Always, it's a completely different cast and it's completely like different interpretation. Like they
Right.
play Tasteless different and that.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I'm being stupid. I get you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to word
you're
it correctly.
You're talking about. Yeah, I think you got a little bit too artsy there.
No,
That's
no, no.
all right, though.
I'm trying to like word it rightly, but every time I'm trying to like word it, it sounds really shit, or like it
No,
just
it's
doesn't
okay.
make
It was
sense.
also half because your mic was cutting out at the same time.
Okay, cool.
It was just
I
giving me fucking brain
But no,
bloats.
if we watch one of our shows with a different cast, do we believe that a different interpretation enhances the original show, or is it its own completely different thing? Right?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I
Okay.
don't know.
I can see that.
You
It's,
couldn't. Well, okay.
This is like a
Let's not
pure
use our show as a
hypothetical, right?
reference to that because that's too much of an
Yeah,
open-ended
yeah, yeah. This
improv.
is more
'Cause
like a
if
general
anyone
thing,
else did it,
right?
it would just be a different show.
Yeah, yeah. This is more of like
yeah,
general.
Yeah,
I guess sort of like the difficulty with that is that a lot of the stuff, at least I've made it at uni and other shows, and within Freshly Squeezed, with the exception of Sibling Dinner, obviously, that they are very much the characters are specifically bigged up, caricaturized versions of ourselves. So like it would be interesting to see someone else playing
Someone else's take on you.
Yeah, that would be something really interesting to see. Like
yeah.
seeing
I mean-
Friendless played by someone else. It'd be a bit disturbing to see like, oh wow, well yeah, he really is an asshole. Yeah, it would really be completely different.
I don't know.
Especially if
I don't
that
know, but I would
context.
always be happy to see someone
Yeah.
someone play another one of my characters because I've got a huge ego and I would get a kick
I
out
wanna
of
have
that.
a
Well, that's the
Right,
thing. Well, that's
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
because it's very much. Do you think, wow, that's a really good take on it, or is it like, no, no, you did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong? Is
I've got an interesting take on this.
Okay.
okay.
So I'm gonna ignore the solo shows I did,
Mhm.
Chichester Fringe, because all of those were basically me performing my own therapy. Like each
Yeah.
one tackling a different, very personal issue. Proud of them, but like I think the piece just kind of crumbles when someone else is doing it, except they were essentially written as my journey across those years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go way back
Mm-hmm.
because we created something in uni, which was done over Zoom. It was the first play that it was the debut and finale piece of the National Theatre Company called A Very British Murder. And this is only coming up into my head because I rewatched the trailer yesterday. Just
Yeah.
because I was going like surfing through old videos, and it made me feel really nostalgic for like that period and that piece which happened years ago now.
Oh my god, absolute overachievers.
Yeah. And yeah, who would take their uni piece and continue to develop it afterwards?
Yeah, that's
Mm.
dumb.
I've toyed with the idea of taking my directed piece, Golf Club Chihuahua, and turning that into something more.
Do it.
Yeah. Also, Dan, we have everything always. We're already the dumb ones.
The laugh at that wasn't at the idea of you taking it further. It was because I forgot that it was called that, and the name made me chuckle. I didn't want you to think I was going, damn you taking your piece elsewhere.
Dan, directing the show.
You fucking
I
idiot.
remember coming out the showroom and I remember coming out the showroom and being told, I was like, great name. Golf Club Chihuahua, great name.
But I think there's something to be said about the fact that that piece kind of existed as part of. It obviously wasn't done as part of our course, but it existed kind of in the zeitgeist of uni. If I went and saw that piece now, I think it would be a really weird experience because it suddenly gains a new, like a more professional life. Whereas obviously it was made under a company. We wrote it, we produced it. It's out there in the world. It is a piece, but like it still feels like it was a piece made by students for students with students. Like that, it is an exclusive cast and crew of people we know and are friends with.
Yeah. So if like a
So
different
seeing
group of
strangers
people.
perform it, I think would be really
It
surreal.
was.
I also think I would nitpick the living hell out of it if I saw someone else do it, because I've got a different perspective on it as an audience member.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And we wrote it in 2020.
Yeah. It was written by 4 male presenting people.
Yeah.
And the draft that went out certainly wasn't the worst draft.
No.
Like I don't know if you know this, Dan, but there were drafts where like we got some outside eyes on the script, and they were like, "You gotta change this scene.
Yeah,
that's not how women talk."
Yeah, women don't speak like this. Hands and Millie very gently.
And we were like,
told us.
"Thank you. We'll
We were
go
like,
back to the drawing board."
we'll cut that scene out because it was very much like, I am a
I'd love to
woman
read
and I
that.
think this. Yes, woman. I agree.
It really was. Like,
Is that
Also, like, it
talking
was-
about the newspaper reporter?
it was no, so it was Maggie and Detective Julia both having a chat after the scene where Sebastian slaps Maggie in front of everyone, and
Yeah.
it's like that really poignant moment where like, they all split off.
that bit.
Yeah, like Sebastian played really well by Joe,
Yeah.
who is like this jolly little geezer, and then just turns around and smacks Maggie across the face. I'm glad you find that so funny.
Oh no, I just know it's just like
I don't know why, but
that
imagining Joseph Harroding commit domestic violence is very funny.
Oh god.
Oh, God damn
No
it.
one's denying
Like-
that. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was just after that, and they're having a conversation about it, and like it was made very clear to us that like this is not how 2 women talk to each other.
Yeah, 2 women wouldn't have an MCU ass dialogue conversation
It was
about domestic
literally
abuse. And but bear in mind that like we weren't even halfway through our art degrees yet. Our best writing was very much
Yeah.
in front of us. And it was four different people's vision coming together. And we just kind of were like, well, this seems fine to me. I'm not a woman.
Yeah,
This is how they speak.
yeah.
Let's
it was,
move on.
It was. I think it would be interesting to look at it as an audience member.
Oh, 100%.
Because it would almost be like a time capsule of where we were at that point. As
Yeah,
creatives.
I agree.
And I
That'd be a
think
really
all of us,
interesting thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I think all
yeah,
of us have
down the
come
line.
much further since then.
Hmm.
I don't remember too much about it. I mean, I can
You
remember
blocked it
what
from
I
your
did-
memory.
I can remember what I did in it because it was like turning evening when we were recording it, and I forgot to turn my light on, so it would just look really shit on my like webcam bit.
One of my favourite
Um,
scenes in A Very British Murder is a scene between you and Alex, and it's pissy.
Pesky.
because
Yeah.
that whole argument scene. Also, your line of "You killed Maggie and Florence, but why Maggie?" Like you and Alex worked so well together, and then Alex's outburst of "Yes, Austin, Biscuit." It's you two as a duo worked so well in that piece, and Ethan and I could kind of just leave you to it and know that you were gonna cook.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that would, this may be boring, but my answer goes to that. But like seeing that done by people that aren't us and our mates.
When we were like a year and a half into uni.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd probably watch it and go, "What the fuck is this?
So,
What's happening here?"
If we decided to genuinely pull it out of the trunk and have another crack at writing it, I think it would be a completely different show.
Oh,
So-
100%.
Because
Now I'm remembering the bit where he slaps the lady. There was a tricky thing, and it is very much indicative of like early writing, where you're clearly struggling to balance the serious and the jokes, like how
yeah.
to structure that sort of organically.
Mm.
It was.
I think
I was
I
very
think we
honored to
very
be
much
part
threw
of
it
that.
in
It made me. I was very glad to be included.
so how do so
Thank you.
I feel okay. So personally, when it comes to this question, I feel as if I've been on the opposite end of this. So I remember back in third year when we were all watching Cycles, and there was a piece, and it was all about being a busy bee. I don't want to list off who they were specifically, but one of the main things I remember being told after this was someone completely different, was someone came up to me and went, "It reminds me of a piece you would do, but without the energy
what does
to
that
it."
mean?
So it got me thinking. Well, it basically made me thinking, would if you swap that person out with me, would it be better? And then I thought about it for 5 minutes and went, no, no, no. It would be
It's
more
interesting,
entertaining,
though.
but no.
No,
It's
No, it
interesting
was-
that quote of "Oh, it looks like something you would do," because that implies that you now have a reputation as
Yeah.
a creator.
That's true. Actually, saying that, there are things that, like, I feel like everyone does this, especially when you have a bunch of fucking wanky artsy friends with like pieces of paper that says, "I can perform in a theatre." That, like, you'll listen to like a song being performed or like watch something, and there's always like a little goblin in your head. At least for me, maybe, where like I'll hear someone sing or perform, and my brain will go, "Oh, I could see this person doing that."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. There'll be like a cool Spider-Man fight scene, and I'll be like, "Oh, I can see Dan doing that." Or like I'll listen to like Beetlejuice, and I'll be like, "Oh, I can see Jack doing that." And I should probably think of a third example where Ben's included, so he doesn't feel left out.
No. I can imagine Dan being the Green Goblin flying away on a glider. I'll get you next time.
No. What happens is that
I would do that.
I hear about what happened to the actor who played Spider-Man in Spider-Man Lotus, and I go, "Well, Ben would be perfect to play this guy.
Ben would
He's
be
just as racist."
Wait, what's Spider-Man Lotus?
Oh my god. So okay,
Okay.
this how do I put this? This kind of goes back to something I was talking about as well, whereas like sometimes it's like the opposite effect of like something's been being like cooked up for so long and then it comes out it's kind of ass. So
Yeah, Spider-Man Lotus was this Spider-Man fan film where this guy on Twitter was shit talking the Tom Holland movies, going, "This isn't true Spider-Man like Sam Raimi. I'm gonna start a crowdfund." And then like a bunch of mentally ill Marvel YouTubers gave this 17-year-old who's never made a movie before $100,000 to make a Spider-Man movie. And that
no.
and that, like, although
A recipe for success, right?
well, here's the thing, right? It got to the point where like Andrew Garfield was aware that this movie was being made and was like, "Oh, good luck." John Watts, the director of the MCU Spider-Man stuff, reached out to the director and said, "Hey, I hear what you're doing. Good luck. If you need any like pointers, just let me know." And like some like
No, I
early
hate
CGI.
your films.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the
The
thing.
message John Watts back going, "Never speak to me."
Well, here's the thing.
Oh no.
So like an early like concept art and like CGI came out and it looked really promising. And
Oh god.
then it turns out that a bunch of leaked screenshots appear of the lead actor in the movie who's playing Spider-Man is a big racist.
Oh.
And then then the actor makes this big apology going, sorry, it's because I was homeschooled or some dumb excuse like that. And the director puts a big tweet out going, I didn't know this was happening. He's my friend, but I don't like this abhorrent behavior. And then loads of DMs from the director got leaked, and it proved that he was just as racist as the Spider-Man. And then like all this stuff got outed, like the guy who played the Green Goblin was outed as like a racist and potentially like grooming as well. So people called him colloquially.
Did the director put in the casting notes like seeking racist actors to play my?
Well, here's the thing: this movie got known as colloquially Spider Racist versus the Green Groomer. Like it went crazy, and then what's even crazier, right, is that it turns out all of this came from the director Gavin was working with his other friend to make a Spider-Man movie all these years ago. When they were little, they said, we'll make a Spider-Man movie together. And that went on until they were teenagers. Gavin fucked off his friend to go make Spider-Man Lotus. So this guy, his old friend, went through years of screenshots of Twitter messages and Discord group chats, like getting a dossier.
Compiled the dossier.
Yeah, getting a dossier on his friend, putting fake screenshots in there as well, so the director would accidentally confirm the other ones as true to take him down.
Actually, like
Crazy.
straight up fucking Batman.
I want a movie about that.
Yeah, and the
I
movie's
want the story of how this Spider-Man film was made from that guy's perspective.
Jack, do you want me to list off an example you might be a
know
bit more
that,
interested? Oh, sorry.
50 Cent is making a documentary about Diddy, and he's
Oh, yeah.
called Diddy Do It,
Did he do it?
and he's been making it for years.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I did not know
Oh
that.
my
He's
god.
he's always hated him.
Jumping from the Green Groomer to P. Diddy.
I just want to say another example of this whole, I guess, the Spider-Man Lotus effect. Transformers Galvatron's Revenge.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna, because the story isn't. It probably is just as complicated as the Lotus stuff, but one day, Jack, I'm gonna sit you down and we're gonna watch this film because it is
Do you know what?
fucking something.
In the future, we'll do a live stream movie night where we'll do a double bill of Spider-Man Lotus and Transformers Galvatron's Revenge, and then we'll do like a death battle style thing at the end where we go, who's worse, Spider Racist or Optimus Confederate? Which one's worse? Because the actor for Optimus Prime in that is also a massive Nazi.
Look at that! Look at that! My question
What's the
gave.
point? What are we talking about?
No. You know what? No. We actually made some good points, and all we had to do was get through about 5 minutes of me trying to fucking jumble my words. Don't.
Do people mind if
We
Do you think
spiraled, but we.
Spotify will take?
I was about to
Do you
say,
think
we
Spotify
want to
will
move
take
on
down this
to.
episode if I call it the Green Groomer?
Yes.
Okay.
Do not call it that.
Probably will. We'll have
Do
to
not
call it
call
something
it
else.
Can you? Spider racist.
Do we
Too
have?
far from.
Do we have
that.
anyone or no?
We have a couple of people. We have a couple of lurkers. Yeah,
I think
Kara,
I saw.
Kira.
I think I
Kira's
might
come
have
back.
seen. I might have seen a second person briefly.
Yeah, there.
Wow.
Others.
Welcome aboard, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we want to move on to audience questions? That was what I was leading into.
Yeah.
We
I
can
mean,
do.
we can
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've also got
Yeah,
other
so
things that we can talk about.
So while we let the audience cook up their little questions, we mentioned it earlier, but now we are
Contractually.
yes, allowed to talk about Chichester Fringe. So I thought we could have a moment to go over Sibling dinner. Now we can go into a bit more detail about it. But first, Mr. Stone here, Mr.
Oh, am I
Jack.
going first?
Well,
There he
technically,
is,
your
baby.
performance
man.
is before ours.
Yeah.
And we want this to be, people can come on here and shill their own stuff. So I mean, I'm biased because I'm in it, but like, yeah.
So the piece that I'm taking to Chichester Fringe this year, for the first time in Chichester Fringe, I'm not going on my own.
Yippee!
I've done my 3 solos. I've done that, and maybe
The trilogy.
some would accuse this of being in direct response to me binging the Magnus archives and all of the Lovecraft investigations. I cooked up an audio series.
Wow, once if I made an audio series and it was spooky with monsters and
So
shit.
the series is called the Welching Conspiracy.
Yeah.
It takes place in contemporary somewhere in England in the fictional village of Little Welching. It basically, the podcast itself exists in canon. So our main character, Jessica, is making this podcast because she has moved to Little Welching after inheriting the cottage her grandfather lived in after he dies. She has no idea why the cottage has been left to her, but she's fresh out of uni, has this cottage with no mortgage left to pay in this village in the middle of the ass crack of nowhere. So she starts a podcast to be like, this isn't normal, right? So I'm just gonna like record my way around. And I won't say what, but at the end of episode 1, because episodes 1 and 2 are going as a table read to Chichester Fringe, at the end of episode 1, it basically kicks this journey off of her naming the podcast the Welching Conspiracy and trying to figure out what's going on in this very weird village. Initially, the concept was quite different. The initial concept was that she had been living there a few months, and there was like a local radio station. There are hints of this old plot line, and I'll talk about how it ties in because it relates to someone currently lurking in the chat.
I think it might be me. Yippee!
The podcast was going to be episodes of a like phone-in show from the radio station that would then be uploaded, still like happening in universe, but like the radio show would upload episodes of the Friday night phone-in, and each episode would be Jess hosting from this radio station as people phone in with their problems. But I thought it would be much more interesting to come up with a way that she can be out and about at whatever time she really wants. I've got a couple of characters I can drop some information on.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll talk about yours, Ethan.
I'm in this. Hello.
Yeah. So Ethan is playing a character called Timothy Plowman, son of Franklin Plowman.
Hell yeah.
Age roughly the same as Ethan. For logic's sake.
Hell yeah.
We first meet Timothy Plowman butting into a conversation. that's how we meet you. And we find out that he is embroiled in some like family feud drama between this girl named Alison and her dad, not liking his dad. Very nosy neighbor. And there are seeds of some kind of family feud. One of the characters, played by Kira, the radio show does still exist in canon. It is just not hosted by Jess. It's a gossip show hosted by Kira's character, who is like she's got everyone in Little Welching around their little finger, and she wants to stick her nose wherever it doesn't belong. And she just talks about village gossip on the radio once a week.
Hell yeah.
And is implied to have the power to either make or ruin your life.
That sort of small village, like, because there are definitely those hierarchies in small villages where like there are very obvious feuds, and like it is like historical and generational hatred.
Yeah, I've got other people in the pipeline. At some point, I will remember to send Hans sides of the script to have a look at. I should probably do that this evening, because I really want. That's you. I really want Hans to play Jess.
Hell yeah. So who's the confirmed cast so far, big boy?
So the confirmed cast so far
Yeah.
is you as Timothy Plowman,
Hello.
Kira as, oh my god, I should know that there's too many characters in this village for me to remember, so I'm gonna pull up my OneNote.
It's alright. We'll cut this out.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I'm not going to.
What?
Don't tell Jack.
We
He
won't.
can't hear me.
We are not.
What are you not cutting out?
We haven't cut out anything.
Don't worry,
In this podcast
dog.
ever.
Don't even worry, dog.
Natalie Stanwood is the name of the character. Initially given the surname Weaver because I wanted to like draw the parallel that the character is like a spider and like is manipulative and pulls strings, but I was like, that's really on the nose. So I changed her name.
I like it though. It's always right something assuming that the audience are as dumb as bricks.
That
Listen,
name's so good. I wish I'd made that.
audiences are one of two things: dumb as bricks or smart as Einstein.
Alexander Sutcliffe Roberts as Martin Speckler, who spends a good amount of his script complaining and then threatening you with a broom.
I like that.
Like the first episode is very meet all of the weird people who live here.
Yeah.
And Joseph Harradine as an 87-year-old post office worker.
Finally, his dream role.
Genuinely. So Joseph Harradine is appearing as not one, but two old men in Chichester Fringe.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I say appearing in air quotes. Because
exists as old men at Chichester Fringe.
he exists.
Yeah.
And Fleur Sarkissian as the voice of the ads.
Hell yeah.
Nepotism. I mean, what?
Because it wouldn't be a podcast being put onto the internet if there weren't ads.
Hell yeah.
So Fleur is my voice of the ads.
Speaking of, welcome to. Well, this is welcome. Join our Patreon.
Tell you what I can recommend.
Raid Shadow
Legends. This episode of the Welching Conspiracy.
Come play this mobile game. Come play this mobile game. Game of Dragons. It's clouds.
Hans McKittrick as Jessica Warwick, but I need to give Hans the script so that they can confirm or deny whether they would like to play the role.
Oh, yeah.
Hans
talk to their agent first, get their availability sorted.
Hans will look at that script and go, No, I don't think I will.
No, I don't think I will.
Jack, can I recommend to you the St. Elwick's Neighborhood Association newsletter podcast?
Oh.
That is a podcast by Mike Wozniak. It's set in a small village. It's very much sounds like a comedy version of what you're gonna do. I would recommend it to you thoroughly.
Oh, I also want to just, like, in a public space, shout out a couple of people who have
Oh my! Will these ads ever end, Jack?
So firstly, if you look on the page for the piece, there is cover art for the Welching Conspiracy.
Yes.
Which was made by someone on Instagram at drawn by 27 Emily's.
Yes.
She has done art for me before, and I messaged her going, "Hey, could you do me like some podcast cover art?"
Yeah.
And I just sent a load of prompts and information and lore about like the podcast, and Emily cooked.
Nice.
Like there are little like Easter eggs and references like in the cover art. I also want to shout out Kira. Oh, sorry. Huh?
Where can you find that piece of artwork? I'd love to see that.
So if you go onto the Chai Fringe page for the Welching Conspiracy, it's there.
On Instagram,
and I'll be posting it on like my Instagram and my acting account as well soon.
Hell yeah!
But like, not only did I get the cover up, but I got like the background, the font, like the list of fonts that we use, so that when I do like cast announcements, it can all be like
that's wonderful.
Fonts and backgrounds and everything. Emily's amazing. I also want to shout out Kira and our friend Lowen, who Lowen will most likely not listen to this. I don't know if Lowen knows this exists. But the two of them have been massive helps to me in terms of researching topic I can't say because it is inherently tied to some of the creepier aspects of the podcast. And I don't want to give
Oh,
away.
you little tease.
Yeah, Lowen is allergic to anything technological post 2012,
yeah.
according to Kira.
Hey, you never know. Lowen might be listening to this on the Wii web browser.
On their
But,
Nokia
yeah,
flip phone.
I basically went to Lowen and went, "You're doing a PhD in blank," and Lowen responded by going, "Here's like metric, like ton level paragraphs of books and research and interesting factoids for you to use." And I was like, "This is amazing."
Oh.
But yeah, so they've both been massive helps in terms of me getting a direction.
Damn.
And the Chai French performance will basically be used as a pitch.
Hell yeah.
For me to
Hell
hopefully. And hell, if no one else picks it up, I'll do it myself.
Damn.
Picks
This
up the
Welching
acting
conspiracy
gauntlet.
sounds amazing. But I don't know when it's on.
The Welching Conspiracy first listen is on Sunday, the 8th of June. Yes?
I don't know, it's your fucking show. Don't look at me.
I, for a second, questioned whether it's June or July.
Mayhaps.
It is the 8th. It is Sunday, the 8th of June. It's an evening performance. There's a... Kira's just put yes it is in June. Thanks, Kira.
We're so
Oh,
organized.
I like it. I
yeah.
like it, Jack.
So there'll be one episode read, there'll be like a break, and then we'll go into episode 2. So that everyone can, digest the dramatic weight of what happens at the end of episode 1.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't say that with a straight face.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. A round of applause for Jack
Wow.
Stone, everyone.
Yippee!
And you know what? Maybe by the
I'm
end of
really
next
looking
week,
forward to
I'll
seeing
finish
this.
writing episode 1.
That's alright.
Super
Damn.
excited.
I'm very excited for that as well. I would say that I'm in it, but I am excited to read it.
I'm so excited.
Because you are a star.
I'm just excited to have you and Alex play opposite each other. Because I'm basically giving Alex the direction of, you do not like this boy, and you are also welcome to be as over the top as you like.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kira's husband, by the way.
Yes.
Nepotism again.
Yeah.
Oh, this show's full of fucking
What was
nepotism.
that? What was that we said about casting shows full of our mates?
Casting his
Yeah.
housemates and his girlfriend and his best friend.
That's the arts. That's beautiful. That's what we like to see.
Hell
I
yeah.
love cinema.
The Welching
You know, the
conspiracy is in. The Welching conspiracy is hot. Give me more Welching conspiracy.
And is brought to you by Raid Shadow
The
Legends.
stocks are going up. It's yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I would take that raid shadow. I would take that money in a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we
Yeah,
do,
we can.
do we need to talk about
Yeah.
sibling dinner?
Yeah, talk about sibling dinner.
So now we can officially say that a couple of days after the Welching, sorry, I hit you on the knee then. That was purely antagonistic.
I hate you.
As part of Chichester Fringe 2025, we are coming back for our third Chichester Fringe with Sibling Dinner, which will be performing on the 11th of June at 9 p.m. at the Chichester Arts Centre. So that tickets for both this and the Welching Conspiracy I will put in the description of the podcast.
Thank you.
Both on YouTube and Spotify, and obviously we'll probably do another episode with Jack and Kira later down the line.
I would like to get Kira on an episode to help talk about this.
I would.
She will.
That
be
would be
able to help me
fantastic.
Talk about the origins.
I would love to actually speak to Kira.
100%. Oh, and also, I hold on. I'm gonna do some clip farming. I
want to meet
this
that
second.
person because I like her articles.
I'm gonna clip farm quickly for 1 second.
The articles she's written on the Freshly Squeezed website. They're creepy. They're good.
They're really good.
Kira is really good at horror.
And
Check out our web.
I'm going to make a mental note of what time this is on the recording so I know when to go for it.
1 hour 26.
Cool. If anyone else at
But
Chichester
just cut
Fringe,
me out.
here's this clip that I'm going to post on all of our social media. If you want to come on Juicebox and talk to us about your show at Chichester Fringe, please do. We'd love it.
Please.
Am I stealing Jack's idea?
Please.
From a...
Stealing what I did
Please.
last
If you
time.
want to
Yeah.
listen, if you want to
Come on,
discuss,
come on our talk show.
if you want to
It doesn't
discuss
even have to be
your
Chichester
show
Fringe. It could
on
be any fringe.
Juicebox
We'll talk
and
to you
Who
about it.
could know?
if you
Who
would like,
knows? There could even be a chatting in the juice box.
Get on the juice box.
if
Get in the
you'd
box.
like to get in touch with all 3 of our viewers and talk about your show to them, let us know. And by the way,
Hell yeah.
We're gonna take your head like a cardboard box full of juice. We're just gonna insert the
Rinse it.
straw through the top. The straw being witty repartee.
Hell yeah. Let us drink up all of your theatre show information.
Thoughts and knowledge. We'll spill
and
it
again,
everywhere. We'll get it down our
yeah.
tops. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
yeah, man.
100%. I guess in a similar way to Jack talking about the Welching conspiracy, there's a lot of sibling dinner that we probably want to play our cards quite close to our chest, because we literally did a big meeting as of this recording less than 24 hours ago about how we're going to move forward with it, and it's really, really good. I know that sounds like, come watch our show, please, but it
If
is
you don't
something
watch
very,
it,
very
I will be
fun.
very sad.
It is
And something-
incredibly. It's. I'm really enjoying working on it, and it is making me. It's the one thing I feel optimistic about right now.
Hell yeah, and like it's a bit of a departure from Freshly Squeezed, because like a lot of the stuff that we've done since Everything Always and that evolving into Everything Always the Memorial, that a lot of the work we've always done was very like outwardly presenting how we feel and what we've been through and characterizing that. And people would know that with Sibling Dinner, we did ask, our community. We put out a bunch of questionnaires asking people for their their experiences from growing up, and then people were really honest, and we blended that down and took character ideas from that, and then we did an improv, and we're taking dialogue from that, and now we're in very deep into the writing process, and there is a lot of really cool things that I want to say, but also they're spoilers. So I'm
It's
not
tough, isn't
going
it, when you
to.
want to be like,
Yeah.
come and watch it.
I think
This
it'll surprise
happens,
you.
but you can't.
Yeah,
Genuine.
it's still gonna be funny and silly like Freshly Squeezed, but it's got a bit of an edge that the other ones didn't really have.
This
I'm very excited.
This ain't your grandma's Freshly Squeezed. Would you?
Yeah, this ain't your
It's
grandma's
got a
bit to share.
focus. We were lacking, I think.
Yeah, if you look at Everything Always and Everything Always the Memorial, they're very abstract. I think it was described by a bunch of lecturers at uni. Maybe they were just being polite, but it was been described as like postmodern. And they were very conceptual and weird and very flowy. Whereas Sibling Dinner is like
I think the
a
other
quite
made up
grounded
term they
narrative.
used was metamodern.
Metamodern, that was it.
It's
And like,
more
whereas
Yeah.
Sibling Dinner is very much more of a traditional, this has a plot that you can follow. Whereas with Everything Always, it's like, here's a Venn diagram of like emotions, and fuck it, you
Exactly.
figure it out.
This is less of
Yeah,
us screaming about mental illness and more of being like, look at this.
Yeah, 100%. And like, featuring the 3 of us with bits directed by the lovely Joseph Harradine. And yes, Joe will be playing 2 old men at Chichester Fringe this year. I won't go any more into that. But yeah, the 11th of June at 9 p.m. at the
9
Chichester Arts
p.m.
Centre. Tickets for ours are £8 plus like a booking fee.
Are we doing
Don't
it?
look at me. I didn't organise
No.
it.
I'm just saying. I'm the Welching.
Jack,
how much are
please.
tickets for the
Jack,
Welching
please
conspiracy?
tell us
Or
what
less.
to do.
Or less. If £8 is a deal breaker, we'll take it down.
yeah,
Katie
absolutely.
Bennett emails you going, why
Maybe
are
I
people
shouldn't bother
emailing
that.
me
Maybe I
saying
shouldn't
that
say
they
that.
can get you for tickets?
We get an email from Carol and Katie going, people are just mailing us like fivers in fivers in letters.
Listen,
What have
listen,
you done?
listen, chat. I will
Yeah,
pay
just
you to watch
stained
this show.
letters.
I've got a crumpled up like receipt and like half an apple. I will.
Yeah.
Just,
Yes. So both shows, both the Welching Conspiracy and Sibling Dinner, both tickets are both £8 with a booking fee, and then there's like a
It's like a 20p service fee.
there's a 20p
and then
service
for
fee.
NHS and concessions, it's £6.
Yeah.
10p.
Come see, and obviously. Obviously they're saying I know that Sibling Dinner, if we're going to try and get that recorded again, so if people can't come, there will be a video version at some point, and I'm assuming the same is for
So, what in terms of posting it online?
yeah.
So the Welching Conspiracy first listen will go on YouTube. It will go on Spotify, because aside from obviously the purpose of putting it out there into the public, I'm also hoping I can use it as a vehicle to beckon some production companies to have a look at it and maybe take off a little bit.
Yeah.
And if that fails, I will beg, borrow, and steal to make the Welching Conspiracy happen.
Hell yeah.
we're gonna break
And,
into the old BBC
yeah.
building.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna go steal all the mic and audio equipment from Chai Uni.
hell yeah.
Except Kira might stand in my way.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't let you do this. Shh.
I think our wall sockets are now filled with plugs.
Hell yeah. Hell
I think we're
yeah.
plugged up now.
Hold on.
I agree. I think we've
Anything else?
plugged up and nothing else is coming out because we're so plugged up.
We're
Yeah.
so plugged
so-
up. There's
we-
not enough sockets.
Got a cork in it.
Yeah, man.
100%. So,
No.
thank you everyone for coming to this live, the live version of Juicebox. Thank you to everyone who's listening to the recording of Juicebox. Everyone's social
Spotify.
links will be in the credits of the video version and in the description. If you see this on Spotify, consider leaving us a review, because that's a thing you can do,
Yeah.
and leave comments. Go for it. Tell
Oh.
your friends. That's
Make
like
a good
the
one,
quickest
though.
way to get new listeners for us.
Oh, and by the way, for all you lovely viewers on Twitch right now, I've made a lovely little goodbye image for you all.
Oh, no.
Say that all again.
I've made a lovely little goodbye image for everyone.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah.
You made it
So
great.
this is.
Is that?
It's a bye-bye image. It's a me, James
Okay,
Corden.
That's been Juicebox. We've been Freshly Squeezed Theatre. If you want to follow Freshly Squeezed Theatre, all of our links should be in our link tree, which is linktree/Fresh Squeeze Prod. Consider following the Twitch as well, because that's how you'll get updates on any juice boxes that are going live. And we should also be starting to do gaming streams soon. That's a bit less formatted, less theatery, more just us hanging out.
Somebody say throw?
Throwing.
Throwing?
Anyone can wear the mask, I say, as I go 217.
Freshly thrown?
Yeah, I freshly thrown. As we've said up top and multiple times, our guest this week has been the wonderful Jack Stone.
Thank you so much for having me.
At Jack.
I'm sure I will
Stone.
come and annoy you all again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
Jack.Stone222 on Instagram for his like personal account, and then Jack.Stone.actor on Instagram for
At
his
some
acting
point, I'll
account.
probably make a Welching Conspiracy specific Insta, but
So excited for that.
we'll
I'm
get there
very
when we get
excited
there.
for that.
When it comes to socials for the rest of us, they're on screen. They'll be in the description. Yeah.
Emotional.
Thanks,
It's been
guys.
emotional,
It's-
beautiful, turbulent, a little
you know
bit
what?
sad, a little bit happy, a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm,
Do you know what? I'm
I'm
really glad
scared
we got
of what's gonna
SpongeBob
be
on our
so-
screen.
hell yeah. It's a
Say bye,
me.
SpongeBob.
It's a me,
night, audience.
James Corden.
Don't
Right,
end it on that.
Goodbye,
End it
folks.
on that.
Goodbye, folks.
Nah, nah.